Great. Okay, so we're back. I am back today with Miss Becca Lozinsky. Woo! And we have Facebook and we have Instagram over here. We've got quite the setup going on. All right, so welcome. Thank you. You're doing an incredible job with the Instagram story. Yeah, she was a little nervous about it, but awesome. So good. So I would like to start off because for those of you that may not already know this, Miss Becca was a dancer here, a student here, before she became a teacher 3 years ago. Well, like 2 years ago. Yeah. So what I thought would be really interesting to hear directly from her is how do you feel like your experience here and all that jazz as a kid has shaped where you are now, has shaped you through college and beyond?
Okay, so I started at All That Jazz in 2008, and I graduated in 2016, so I was here for about 8 years. And in that time, you know, I learned the obvious things, which is how to dance, so I can go and use that in my future life, and it made auditions in college a lot easier. But then there are the less obvious things that I think are really unique to All That Jazz, and the things that are like Miss Heather introducing me to all kinds of music, which I would not have learned about otherwise. And Miss Lindsay teaching us a lot about dance history and just lots and lots of things. And Miss Deb's life skills always. And I also think the biggest thing is that All That Jazz's mantra is smile and have fun. And I really, you know, I was thinking about this recently. This is probably the biggest thing that I've taken into my everyday life from All That Jazz, which is that no matter what you do, it's important that you always find a way to smile and have fun. Because at the end of the day, we're not here for a very long time on this planet, so it's important to enjoy life as much as you possibly can. And I think that positive attitude and always having a positive outlook is incredibly important. And another thing, I think that because we're such a family here and there's no competition or there's no pressure, you're always pushing yourself to do better. So I've learned to compete with myself rather than compare myself to my peers, which has been very good for me as I've gotten older, that I know that I'm doing my best and that's what matters. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what this person over here is doing, that person's doing, because I'm doing my best and I'm smiling and having fun.
I love that. And cut. No, just kidding. That was awesome. That's terrific. I love hearing that. I couldn't ask for anything more. So then I think the next question, which I thought would be really interesting for people to hear. So the way that we actually got to Miss Becca coming back is that so she went to Brandeis, which, as most of you will know, is very close to here.
Down the street.
And so when Miss Lindsay was pregnant with her second child, and we were going to need somebody to come in and fill her teaching in March, like through the rest of the school year, and I immediately thought of Miss Becca. And so I called her in July, and I said,
and I thought there was some serious emergency. I was like, someone must be like terribly gravely ill. Because why is Deb calling me in July 2 years after I left?
Yeah, and I was like, so, right, exactly. I was like, so we have this thing, we have a situation, and I really think that you would be the perfect person to do this. And so she was, and then she did such an incredible job stepping in for Miss Lindsay that she then has now come and is teaching a regular class, and for the whole, you know, since last year and then through this year too. So with that as the backstory, so what was it like to transition fairly quickly, because this was junior year, that I called and said, can you come and do this? So she had just graduated 2 years earlier, so went from being a student to then being on her staff.
I think it was definitely a little bit of an adjustment, but at the end of the day, I knew that I was coming back to my All That Jazz family, and you know, I always felt like Miss Deb was my dance mom, right? Like, I always was like, oh, if I ever can't call my mom, I'll call Deb. Like,
That's
so
correct.
That's right. So when Deb called me, I was like, oh gosh, and then I was like, you know what? they're calling me home. Like, this is what I need to do. I need to come back here. I've always wanted to teach dance. I did when I was a really little kid, and I did as I got older. And it combines my two favorite things, dancing and working with other people and with children. And I just was like, this is it. This is my opportunity. And then when I, started to work and started teaching, Miss Lindsay helped me so much at the beginning. She really held my hand through the whole thing because I did not know. I was like, I have not taken dance class in 2 years. I didn't know what it was. And then Miss Deb's support, and I had a really open line of communication with my students as well, and their feedback was so helpful. They were like, I don't get it, teach it a different way, and that was really helpful to me. And honestly, coming back to the people that taught me how to dance, for me was like a sense of comfort. Rather than joining a staff that I didn't know, it was that we all knew each other, and I knew that they were going to give me honest feedback, and I knew that I was going to get support and real, teaching experience. I was going to get to watch other people teach and apply that to my teaching. And so that was huge for me because I think, Miss Heather was so supportive, Miss Samantha was so supportive, Miss Erin, Miss Ellen, getting to work with Miss Ellen, who was my first dance teacher when I was this big, is mind-blowing. And it's really just been, I've had so much fun getting to be on the other side of it because we all know dancing is so much fun, but getting to teach what you love and getting to be with people who you look up to so much, like all of the teachers here, Miss Becca. It's just an amazing thing to continue to learn from the people that I learned from growing up and to be able to impart that knowledge on the next generation. I really truly feel that I'm a part of the All That Jazz family because I get a little bit of extra time here as a teacher now. And then to kind of be like, okay, well now maybe one of you can be the next All That Jazz family member. It's really special.
I don't even prepare them. But I think part of what I'm just so loving about these talks is, I think it's really clear that this is not rehearsed. We're doing this live. So it's not that I'm like, okay, see this and then do this. But it's very clear that the philosophy of All That Jazz is just through all of us. And that's just obviously so important to me because even by the time that you came along, I wasn't teaching every class. So it's ended a few years earlier. So it's really important that we all are on the same page and it's very clear.
And I think that's a really special part about this studio is that we really, really are all on the same page and we're all here for the same reason, which is to smile and have fun at the end of the day.
So we could end on that note, but I'm going to ask that question that I'm asking now each of the teachers, which is, what do you think makes the All That Jazz students and the dance, and we've covered it a little bit, but sort of in a nutshell, what do you think makes it so special, makes them so special, makes the whole experience so special?
I think everybody who's here wants to be here, and I think that's really important. If you're in class here, it's not because your parents said you have to go, it's because you want to come here, you want to have a good time. It's not competitive. It's about learning to be a better version of yourself. My class jokes that we have life skills from Miss Becca. I don't know how useful they are. I'm only 22, but and I try to make it as relatable as possible. We use pasta analogies for our arms, and it's just about having a good time. And I think the students are such a big part of that because, we can give all we want, but if they don't give back, what's the point? So I think we just have really a wonderful community, very kind and very loving and respectful and driven students who want to be here, but they're not here to fight against each other. They're here to be together, and we're all friends and all getting along, and it's really awesome.
Yes, it is really awesome. It's I couldn't imagine having it any other way. I couldn't imagine doing this without this incredible staff, and I really could not imagine doing it without our incredible dance family. So, All right, well, thank you. And the music's going to start because Miss Heather's doing hip hop next door in just a second, so the music's going to start thumping along. But I want to say thank you. Keep following on our story today. She's doing a great job. And then I think that we're going to have a break from the staff takeovers next week, and I think it's going to go shift seniors for a couple weeks that are gonna take over, and then we're gonna then return for Miss Erin and Miss Lindsay are still next. So it's gonna be fun. So thank you, Miss Becca.
Thank you.
And so we'll see you all next week with one of the seniors that is going to be up. So awesome. I don't know, were there any questions before? Oh, we just got some waves. I think Michaela's waving there. So all right. Thank you, everybody. All right, so now I have to figure out